Hello, I'm Dr. Dennis McKenna. I am joined today by Mr. Matt Markham. Matt, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Dr. McKenna.
I think everybody knows Matt. He's our Vice President for Marketing and Communications, and we're going to do the video together today. It's Monday, January 22nd. So, Matt, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, sir.
I think this might be the first video we've done together in the new year. I know we've done some in the past.
Yep.
A lot of people make a New Year's resolution. Some of those people's resolution is to get into shape. It's a great opportunity for us to remind our workforce about our gym across the street. It's a great gym.
Yes, which is free 24/7. Even if you're like me and you woke up at 4 in the morning, couldn't fall back asleep, what do? You get on the treadmill. So
How many people were in the gym this morning?
I would say probably half a dozen, maybe up to 10.
Right.
But there's a good energy if you're there in the morning, and
Right.
especially the treadmills have a beautiful view of downtown Albany. And
Sunrise.
on campus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And you see all the cars coming in on New Scotland, and you're reminded of where you are, the importance
Right.
of where you are, and
Right.
that you're ready to seize the day.
And honestly, there's classes over there, spin classes and other classes, some great instructors. It's just a great reminder for those who want to take advantage of it. It's free. It's open 24 hours a day. It's got security cameras and great equipment.
Absolutely. It's wonderful.
All right, Matt, we're going to talk about a couple items today. We're going to talk about town halls. We're going to talk about our PA program. A little look into our website and our current state there, something you know quite a bit about. Update on our blood drive, and then we're going to do a special shout out. So let's start with town halls. A lot of town halls beginning of the year. Obviously, we all know Epic, our electronic medical record, going live on the Albany campus the first weekend in March. There's going to be a very special town hall. It's January 24th, noon to 1. ME700, I think you're also going to make it available remote as well.
Absolutely.
And I think we're encouraging as many people as possible to attend in person and remote as well, correct?
Mm-hmm. The remote option may be best for folks on some of our community campuses, Glens Falls, Saratoga, Columbia, because everybody from the system is encouraged to go because, as we hear quite often, Epic is not going to just redefine the way we do our work, but
Right.
it's also going to greatly expand access to our care by folks in the community, too.
A lot of people obviously working on nothing but Epic with our go live date coming up close that first weekend in March. We're looking forward to it. We've spoken about it a lot here. I know we're going to speak about it again. But this town hall is a chance really for people to get ready for it. I'm sure there'll be some excellent presentations, chance to answer questions. Once again, we're going to encourage you, if you can, to attend in person or remote. What if you miss it? Could you watch it? Is it going to be taped?
Oh yeah, it'll be made available after the
Great.
meeting too, and perhaps a great resource as you start using Epic to be able to go back and
Right.
look at some of the questions that have been asked and answered.
In addition to that town hall, I do town halls as well. We do them starting in January. We've done one already. This week there's one. It's going to be this Wednesday, the 24th. It's going to be from 2 to 3, and that's going to be in ME700. I know that if you're looking at going to others in the future, please check the intranet. We have one that's scheduled for 7 a.m. We have one for the weekend. We will have one at South Clinical Campus. We have one at 1275 Broadway. Matt, you are very helpful in helping put together that presentation. It does a look back, it does a look forward. What else could people look forward to hearing in that town hall?
Well, it's a great opportunity to ask you whatever
Right.
may be on your mind as you go about your day-to-day here at the medical center or throughout the system. But it really is interesting to sit there and hear about all of the enhancements to compensation and benefits that we
Yes.
have, how the system is coming together, different recognitions that we've received and that our workforce has received over the course of the year too. And then it sets a very clear vision for where we're going in 2024. Of course, there's a lot of work being done right now with Epic and a whole bunch of other things. And I think you walk away from the meeting understanding, okay, this is why we're doing it, and this is the ultimate benefit that we'll all feel later on.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I am, you are, others are involved in all these things every day. Even for me, when I see the slide deck and we talk about it, even I have to be reminded of all the things that happened in 23, all the things we're planning to do in 24. We know the first one we did, a lot of people turned up, probably the biggest turnout we've had in a couple of years there. Wonderful, encouraging others to attend.
I would say so definitely. And then after, we like people to go in person. There's nothing like being in person. But afterwards, we will put the slides and the video on the intranet for reference too.
Yeah, come and ask questions too. We'd love that. All right, moving on, let's talk about our PA program, something that we're very proud of here. In the medical college, Obviously, we're so proud of the physicians we graduate. We graduate PAs, CRNAs, medical ethicists, masters, PhD scientists, a whole bunch of people. In the PA school, which by the way is one of the oldest established PA programs in the country, certainly very competitive and one of the best programs there is in the country, they recently had their white coat ceremony. The white coat ceremony is very special. It's sort of the initial inauguration into the program, a way of saying, okay, you're now beginning your journey in the medical profession, and here's your white coat, symbolically often put on them by somebody who's already in the program, ready to graduate. But we're very proud of our PA program.
Absolutely. One of the oldest in the country. I think it's the 11th, and it's a burgeoning field, too. And the folks who are involved in that program, very, very dedicated to what they do. The impact that PAs have on care that's provided here is enormous. And when you have the privilege to go to such events and see the look on people's faces when they get their white coat after their time of education and training, it's a special moment.
I'm a big traditionalist. I love traditions. I love the repeating events every year. It kind of just keeps the clock going in your mind. And having a college here has a lot of academic things that have a regular cadence to them, whether it be graduation, the new residents coming in. These white coat ceremonies are part of that annual calendar. I agree, they're a special event. And I will say, for those that are not as familiar, PAs are in all parts of our care delivery, inpatient, outpatient. You can find them in our emergency departments, our operating rooms, in all of our ICUs. They're a huge part of our care team here, and the white coat ceremony is a big part of it.
And we have a good group here that allows us to fill the pipeline with new PAs as well.
I came over and introduced myself and spoke briefly at the new incoming class over there a few weeks ago, and we thank Dr. Gardner for allowing me to do that. Okay. Let's talk about our website. You know anything about our website, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to cut. No, we've been doing a lot of work on it.
For sure. So a lot of tremendous work on our website. Can you just update us? What has flipped over to the new website and what's going to be added?
Sure. So we're very familiar with the fact that Albany Medical Center's clinical services, integrated services for the system, and our medical college are now represented in our new system platform. It's a phased approach that will eventually include all the hospitals, all the care provided, all the research, all the education that happens across the system, and the unique contribution to our mission that the visiting nurses make. So as you're watching this, we now have vnaalbany.org as part of the structure that is the Albany Med Health System. So anything you need to know about the visiting nurses is there. We also tell the story of the Albany Med Health System Staffing Alliance that is aimed at increasing the amount of nursing support that we have in all of our hospitals. And eventually, the way that the VNA pages look on our website is eventually how all the campuses throughout the system will be incorporated. We're targeting the end of the year for that, so it is nice to be making progress in that regard, too.
So let's talk more about the VNA in a second, but before we do, let's talk about the website some more. So similar look and feel across the system is what we're obviously striving for. Mobile friendly, right? So this is important, right? When more and more people look for accessing care on devices, and the new website will allow for that as well. Obviously, as we create one singular electronic medical record platform across the system, that will be infused into the website, so scheduling will be easier, finding providers, a lot of things coming together at the same time.
Absolutely, and when you have a mobile phone and you're able to, like you said, schedule your appointment, to be able to read notes from your doctor, lab results, all of that is going to really dovetail very nicely with our website. And of course, we know March 2nd here for the Albany campus, and then in the fall for all the other campuses. That's the other reason why we're bringing everybody together in this way.
So the talent that's building that website is internal in large part, right? Members of you and your team, correct?
Absolutely. Our team and, of course, the folks over in information technology, too, have been essential in helping us get this done, and we thank them for that.
And then to talk about the visiting nurses, again, a little bit more, a huge part of our system, obviously partners that we use when we discharge people from the hospital who might just need a little bit more care. Also part of a staffing alliance and a staffing solution for the system, giving people an opportunity to say, I'll take an assignment as a nurse at the bedside in a hospital, but do it through the Staffing Alliance, which is where, for those who want that type of ability to move from hospital to hospital in the system, if you live locally, that's going to be an opportunity that we're moving people towards.
And it may be a good opportunity to figure out where you see your place in the
Right.
system in terms of a full-time employment offer as
Right.
well.
Yeah. We certainly think the best option, the one that we look for people to consider first, is full-time employment, obviously. But for those who would prefer to have some flexibility, the way in which we're moving them towards is that Staffing Alliance, which is, again, part of the system. So great. All right, and we obviously thank Samantha DeChico and her team, who are an excellent part of that. All right, let's talk about the blood drive. So interesting, I just got a text message from my son earlier today. He's a freshman at Purdue, so he was at a blood drive out there today. So he sent me a picture. We're going to have another one here on this campus Thursday, January 25th, right?
Okay.
I think our workforce is always fantastic with those blood drives.
Absolutely, and you always need O negative, right?
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll be there. Yeah.
Are you O negative?
I am.
Okay, very good. Well, anybody can use yours. And we thank everybody who comes out, and we love partnering with the Red Cross on that.
But I can't use anybody's, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
there you go.
You're a universal donor.
Happy to be so, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the special shout out. And Matt, you encouraged us to do this, so I'll let you have the honors. But we had last week what we often have in the Northeast in the winter, which is snow. We don't close our doors.
No.
We're open 24/7. The community depends upon us, and the region, quite frankly, depends on us. And in order to do that, there's a very special group of employees who help make that happen. And who are they?
They are the facilities team, and man, if you remember last Tuesday, it came down all day, and then right about the time
Right.
some of us were going home, it was the worst of it. But you wouldn't be able to tell that, at least around here, because these guys were out all day long, icing, de-icing, plowing and shoveling, and I remember in one of
Right.
my trips back and
Right.
forth from where my office is, we care for people of all ages,
Right.
people of all walks of life,
Right.
and there was an elderly woman walking down, and you got to thank the facilities team because they made it possible for her to get to her appointment. So certainly a big shout out to them, and it's certainly recognized by every single one of us.
Absolutely. We're talking parking lots, we're talking sidewalks, we're talking ambulance ramps, we're talking about where the helicopter lands.
Things most people don't even
Right.
think about, too.
Total square footage that the facilities team is responsible for is 4.2 million square feet. It's bigger than the Vatican City, okay? And they have to keep it all heated in the winter, and obviously there's a lot of equipment, very sensitive equipment we have that they need to make sure is in a temperature controlled environment. They're very special.
Yeah, we thank everybody for
We
that.
sure
for
do.
Sure.
All right, Matt, that brings us to the end. Anything else?
Okay, no, we hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you. And thanks for being here
Thank
with
you.
us. And
Thank you.
Thanks for the help with the town halls, and we'll see you there. All right, for those of you who are working here this week and this weekend, we thank you now more than ever. We'll see you again in a few weeks. We encourage you to come to the town halls, and we ask that you please once again take care of yourself and take care of each other.